Set and forget. It's a term that I use all the time with my fantasy sport buddies here down in Australia. I don't know if you guys use it over in the States, but I play a lot of fantasy NBA. I play a lot of fantasy NFL. I'm not very good at NBA, but I have a good time. And we use this term all the time to talk about a team that is a surefire thing. A team that is so good that even if you forget to make a waiver move or you forget to make a trade, you forget to put a player in their position for that week, it doesn't matter. You can literally just set your team for the whole season and then just forget about it. It's that easy. Set and forget. Now, you're probably wondering, what on earth does this have to do with Pokemon cards? And I assure you, you are going to understand very soon. Before you can understand, you got to like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment, say, JLUV, you're wrong. But this is a term that I use for a lot of different things, not just Pokemon cards. I apply it to my everyday life because in life, there are surefire things that you know, no matter what, they are just going to work. They're just going to work. You don't need to think about them anymore. You just need to do them, set them, forget about them, and the rest takes care of itself. With Pokemon cards, hold your horses, by the way, because what I'm about to say is maybe going to shock a few of you. I've been called a scalper a lot in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'm kind of used to it at this point. But with Pokemon cards, it's a no-brainer if you want to invest in them. It's one-on-one stuff. It's simple. I'm going to sum it up for you in 10 seconds. You buy sealed product at retail, you put it in your closet, and you forget about it for a few years. The rest takes care of itself. You will never lose if you do that. And I spoke about this a little bit in the video that I made 1 or 2 weeks ago where I said all collectors are flippers, right? And I basically said, collectors are really, really just dominating their collecting goals at the moment because they're buying modern product and they're flipping it because the hype is so strong. And it's working, and it's worked all year, and it's been a really effective way to meet your collection goals, right? Now, a lot of people have used that to make very, very ridiculous amounts of money in the short term. They've taken advantage of the hype and the hysteria. That's no secret. We ain't going to solve this issue anytime soon. It's something that's going to have to just run out of legs. But I think now is the time where it's about to run out of legs. It's sort of run its course for a multitude of reasons. First being reprints. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but the last day or two, Pokemon Company came out. This is the Pokemon Company International, so the international arm, and said, yo, you know what? We can actually see you guys are having a real tough time buying celebrations, which literally just came out. We can see that. So you know what? We're gonna be reprinting that. We're gonna print more of current sets. We're also gonna print more of sets that have come out recently. And we're gonna continue to print a lot of sets. We're gonna continue to print rather a lot of upcoming sets so that upcoming sets don't experience this supply issue. So, summary, there is a bucket load of stock coming for every single release. I'm gonna say in the last year or two, right? Because there's no specifications on this, there's no boundaries, and it's important to recognize that there is no boundaries on this. This could apply to sets as far back as Cosmic Eclipse. Do we want to go that far? I don't know. There's precedent for it. They've done it before with Roaring Skies. So this is not uncharted territory. But basically a lot of stock is coming. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, awesome. Collectors, you're going to be able to buy stuff. I know you guys are having a tough time now, but if you want to get some of these cards from these sets, you want to buy a sealed product and open it, bang, you are on. Players, exactly the same thing. There's cards from sets that you want to buy because you need them in your deck. Well, they're going to get a whole lot easier to find now, and there's going to be copious amounts of singles. So if you don't even want to open product, you can just buy the singles. And that applies to collectors too. The people that this is going to hurt and harm in the short term or the present, which is right now, and I think it's going to happen very, very quickly, are the people that are banking on the modern flipping. Now, again, I made this video a few weeks ago and I talked about how effective it was. And now I don't think it's going to be anywhere near effective because things have changed. And that's how rapid this hobby is. Like, things will change within a week. If you blink, something happens, and now what was relevant a week or two ago is now irrelevant. But with Pokemon cards and this hobby, I've always found the people that are talking about what is happening are always the most level-headed. They always know the most. Their takes are most often on point, right? You look at the big channels that sort of do these kind of videos, and they're always talking about what's happening. Not talking about what they think is going to happen necessarily, right? They're talking about the now to make assumptions on the future. What you see all over this platform right now though, and again, I'm not targeting anybody. This is a general comment on the whole, let's call it the Pokemon investing community. there's a very common trend amongst a few channels, not in particular, but they all do it, where they talk about the potential to make money and invest in sets. Now, 2 or 3 months ago, that was the narrative. Basically, every channel was talking about how you're going to make money from these upcoming sets like Evolving Skies, maybe going back as far as Chilling Reign and Celebrations, okay? And that was the meta. Everybody was talking about that. That was the thing. Then it sort of changed a little bit and people started to talk about FOMO a little bit more, which was good. It's always good to talk about FOMO, right? But it was very jarring. Now, I watch these videos. It's no secret because I'm on the platform. So I'm uploading all the time. I'm engaging with people in the hobby. I have a responsibility to be aware of what's happening on the platform, and it formulates my opinions of things. And then I like to express that to you guys because I know there are people out here watching that like to hear what I'm thinking. So that's why I make these videos and talk about them. But I thought that was very strange at the time and jarring because they went from talking about you got to invest now to maybe you don't have to invest now. And I find that, a lot of the time audiences are trying to look for confirmation of their opinion, not for another opinion. They're trying to just feel better about what they think about. So I feel like those channels were kind of pandering to people that were uncertain maybe or inexperienced. Now, there's a big difference between being stupid, I'm not calling anyone stupid, and being inexperienced. Inexperience is just a natural part of learning and growing. If you're not familiar with something and you have no experience with it, you're inexperienced. There's no shame in that, right? Eventually over time, you gain experience and you learn a little bit more and then you become smarter. That's just how the hobby works, right? But I feel like those channels were sort of preying on the inexperience of newcomers, okay? Because now we're gonna see all these reprints. So we're gonna see all these reprints come. It is fact, like Pokemon Company have come out and said we're gonna reprint them. And I'm just wondering, like, what is the new spin gonna be? How is this gonna be spun? Are they gonna walk it back? Are they gonna walk back all the you should invest that they were talking about 2 or 3 months ago? Are they gonna say they were wrong? Are they gonna shift, are they going to shift their opinion, or are they going to spin it in a way that makes you think that, no, everything is daijobu, everything's going to be okay. Don't stress about it. Your investments are safe. This is why I'm making this video, because I'm seeing these reprints as one aspect of an upcoming, I guess, event. Let's call it an event because it's not a problem, okay? That Pokemon cards have peaked. For 2021, they have literally apexed and the hype is not going to get any more hype. You've got the reprint, that's one issue. You've got hype. This is the second thing I wanted to talk about because hype is what has gotten us this far this year. It's basically what's fueled the whole buy a modern product, flip it on day one, make money, buy cards for your collection. That hype is the fuel for short-term flippers. And without that hype, you can't short-term flip. So what I was talking about a few weeks ago kind of becomes a bit irrelevant, and that's how quickly things change, right? Because that hype isn't there. Look around on the platform, look around Twitter, speak to people in your communities. People are getting less excited because the most exciting release for the year has come out, Celebrations, and it's a very, very, very exciting set and it's very fun to open, right? I am not doubting that at all, but it's happened now, okay? You can't deny that it's happened now and people are now looking to the next thing. And for the people that haven't been able to get it, so it's happened and then there's people that can't get it, those people are frustrated. And when people get frustrated, they get upset. And when they get upset, oftentimes they leave the hobby and they get bored of it. Frustration leads to boredom and no longer caring about it because, if you just look in the US, I'm in Australia, so we don't really have these stock shortages down here, but I can see what's going on over in the US. In the US, Pokemon Center drops something and you can't get it. It gets botted. And, I don't want to say the Pokemon company is not doing anything, but the Pokemon company is not really doing anything because these bots can still take advantage of the system. And customers see that and they go, well, what's the point of even trying? I'm just going to get beat out by bots every time. I'm over it. And then they leave, right? So those people that came or those people that have been around for a while, I'm going to say those people that came because the people that have been around for a while are used to this. I'll get to that. But those people that came, they go and that hype goes and now people are less excited. On top of that, looking to the future, the upcoming sets aren't anywhere near as exciting as Celebrations were. So for English side of things, you've got Fusion Strike. Now, granted, I thought Fusion Arts, which is the Japanese version, Fusion Arts, was fantastic. The illustrations are amazing. I opened up a box on this channel. You can check that out after this one. I speak a little bit of Japanese. It's a very beautiful looking set. It does introduce a new play mechanic, so players have got something extra to implement into the game, so it's adding variety. It's exciting, right? But for some reason, people aren't excited about it. People don't really care because it's not as exciting as Celebrations. And I think that fatigue, that general feeling of fatigue, right, that's clouding over the hobby at the moment is really impacting things. On the Japanese side of things, it's a little bit more exciting. In a week, we've got the 25th anniversary collection, but even that is sort of plagued with issues because this is just recent and I can't confirm it yet because they are not out yet. But people are saying that the promo packs can be searched. Promo packs in the past for Japanese sets are searchable. I did do a video on this. So if the promo packs, which is where the reprint cards, the Charizard, the Blastoise, the Umbreon, Gold Star, etc., are in, end up being searchable, people are going to be less excited about that set too. And that puts a damper on things. I cannot lie. I'm excited for that set too. But the prospect of having your promo pack searched so that you don't really find anything super amazing, it's a little bit disappointing. So that's another aspect. This is a complex issue that all points to one direction for me, which is why I'm making this video. We do have VMAX Climax, which is coming out start of December. But even that, again, I'm telling you right now, no matter what topic you talk about, there is something there. VMAX Climax went up for pre-order, okay, on Amazon Japan. I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago. And it was available for 8 to 9 hours. This was unprecedented. For the year, it honestly was, because for 8 to 9 hours, you were able to order one. It was one per person, and it was 5,500 yen, which is retail. It was fulfilled by Amazon Japan. Now, excuse me, I had bao buns for dinner, and I could just feel it coming up. I had to let a little burp out. Now, we don't know whether they're going to fulfill everybody's orders. I have seen people talk on Japanese Twitter. Some people have said they've contacted, these are Japanese citizens, contacted Amazon Japan support, who have confirmed that, yeah, there's no issue. This wasn't a glitch, and those orders are going to go through unless you hear otherwise. So, again, one of the most anticipated Japanese high-class packs in a long time. Shiny Star V, people were pumped, but this is like, we're getting character rares again, which is fantastic. It was readily available, right? There's hype around that set, but it seems you're going to be able to get it quite easily, which is a fantastic thing. But I'm sitting here scratching my head thinking, damn, I thought people were excited for this. That was up for 9 hours. So I feel like it's waning, and I feel like for collectors, I feel like we're about to enter that period, which is the period that every collector loves, which is when people lose interest, the people that came start to leave, and all those cards that you haven't been able to buy for the year start to drop in price. We've been seeing Japanese card prices drop even further from when I last spoke about them in the last month. They are, for a lot of sets, the cheapest they've been. Like, even if you just look at the EV Hero Special Arts, the Vs, they're basically at their floor. And who knows if they're going to go even further with so many reprints, occurring periodically, drip fed through the year. If that continues, then we're going to keep seeing single prices come down. So I guess I want to wrap this up and tie it all together. The point I'm making is the people that set and forget, they're laughing because this doesn't concern them. If you're a set and forgetter, you literally watch the first minute of this video, you go, hey, that's me. And then you go to the end and then you go, yeah, that was me, literally, right? The people that collect actively, that have been collecting for a very, very long time, unscathed. And they're about to enter the best period for collecting, which is when all the hysteria is over, all hype's gone, and you can really easily buy those singles that you weren't able to buy. But the people that got sucked in, and you hate to see it, okay? The people that got sucked in because they're inexperienced, not stupid, I'm not calling anyone stupid, right? Are probably going to get burned. And that's just a fact of investment. For you to win, someone else has to lose. And I think that time for those people to lose is coming now. If you are someone that bought a case of Evolving Skies or Chilling Reign, Battle Styles, I think you're going to get stung a little bit in the next 6 months because they are going to reprint those sets. And that money's just kind of going to sit there. That stock's going to sit in your closet. If you're someone that bought on the hype, like you bought on the secondary market, you bought from someone else for double MSRP, you're probably going to get burned right now. And if you're somebody that is trying to bank on the remainder of sets for the rest of the year, I'd be reconsidering. There's still time, okay? But this is a consequence of listening to investment channels, and I just hate to rag on them, but you got to think about this stuff critically. They're spinning one story, they're saying one thing, and then we get word of reprint, and then it gets twisted, and there's no, you know what, I was wrong. It doesn't matter, because they're just trying to click you in and get you watching, which is fine. That's how YouTube works. But someone gets stung eventually, and then what happens? That person leaves the hobby, and then overall, it's less enjoyable. When there's less people enjoying the hobby, it's less enjoyable. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. When there's less people engaged in the hobby, the value of your collection, it goes down because there's less interest. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch Squid Game. Thanks for watching. That's what I think. See ya.